Today's video is going to be about making a shelf basically for tool holders. Hello, I'm Eugene Torta of ZT Garage, and today's video is I'm going to make a replacement holder for tool holders. And these are Morse taper number 3 tool holders that's used in my shop task back there. And on the end of the table I just have a board with a bunch of holes in it that I slip them in, and that works fine, but I really want to move them closer to the machine and mount them on this piece of aluminum angle iron that I have laying around. I cut a piece, a 2-foot length piece of it, just a little over 2 feet, and I'm going to drill a bunch of holes to mount it to the wall, and then I'm going to drill a bunch of holes for all these holders and live centers and all that stuff to go in there. And it'll just make it more convenient. It'll make it more convenient for me to reach the tools when I'm doing projects on the machine. So let me move the camera around and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I have my shop task here. I want to take this piece of aluminum angle iron, or angle that I have, mount it like right here, and then all my tool holders will go in there. Live centers, tool holders, drill chucks with the Morse taper number 3. So basically it should be pretty simple to drill it, or should be, and drill the holes, mount it. The hardest part will probably be, or the biggest pain in the butt part will probably be drilling the holes into the concrete, put the screws in. I have an assortment of concrete screws, and I didn't have the ones I needed, so I ran to Home Depot and got some 1 3/4, which will be plenty strong enough for these. I'll probably put 4 or 5 holes, 4 or 5 screws in here. And I guess the best thing to do is just get drilling. Haven't decided if I'm just going to go ahead and use this, which I can, no problem, or mount my machinist vise, which is a little bit better. But this should be good. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and use this vise here. It's not, it doesn't have to be super precise, and I may, depending on how I do this, I can only go so far that way. I may actually have to mount it, turn it around and mount it at a 90-degree angle that way, and then go back and forth that way. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to move this vise around and slide it back and forth that way in order to get all the holes in it. So let me go ahead and get doing that, I guess. Okay, first problem I'm having, and this is a big problem with this type of machine, a 3-in-1 machine like this. This has a fixed head, so there's no way to adjust the height on this. In other words, raise it or lower it, the quill or the holder, the distance from the bed. You can't lower the bed up and down, and you can't raise this head up and down. So with this drill bit I'm using right here, I'll be fine. And for drilling the holes for these screws, I actually think I need to get a bigger drill bit, but that's not going to be a problem. Problem is going to be when I drill the holes for the tool holders, which is going to take a big drill bit. And that is going to be a problem. And since I'll probably use one of these drill bits right here, whichever size works with that Morse tape or number 3, I'll have to see. Pretty sure it might be this one, but which is 7/8. And you see it, once that's mounted in this drill chuck, it won't have the distance. Now what I can do is mount collets in here. I have collets. So I'll use the drill chuck for the mounting, drill the holes for the mounting screws, and I'll probably use that same drill bit to drill starter holes for this big drill bit. Then I'll have to switch the chuck to the collets, and using the collet, it's kind of a pain in the butt. It ain't that big a deal. So I'll just have to switch to the collet to do that. Kind of a pain in the butt. That's the limitations to a machine like this. If you ever decide to buy a 3-in-1 machine, they do make them with adjustable heads that go up and down. I've seen people can make all sorts of these crazy adapters to go on here. You get 4 big bars, and then you make a plate that bolts here and here, and that allows you to adjust it up and down. I could do that. Maybe I'll make a future project for that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. For the meantime, I got to get the right size drill bit, because I think this is too small for these screws. Here can go through it, and turn it around and do the side for the Morse taper number 3 holders. So let me go ahead and do that, I guess. Alright, I don't know if you noticed in the video, I did have to take the drill chuck out and switch to a collet anyway for a 1/4-inch drill bit. That other drill bit I had was just a little undersized, just slightly less than. I could have probably got away with it by forcing these through, but I'd rather have them just slide through like that. Nice and easy, and this way when I drill those holes and drive these in, it'll go nice and easy, no problem there. Now I got to change that collet again and go to the proper size that I am going to need for those Morse taper number 3 collets and or tool holders and centers and so forth. So I have to do that, and I have to figure out where. I'll probably just put them right in the center, and I might go ahead and mill a slot that this can sit in on the end like that. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room on this. Maybe I'll make a separate holder for that rather than just have it sit around. Most of the time I can leave it on here and it's not a problem. But I guess I'll get started on changing that collet, figuring out what size drill bit I need and all that good stuff. So let me go do that. Okay, the camera died on me, but I switched over to the half-inch collet from the 1/4 inch to these half-inch drill bits. And this is a 7/8, I believe. Yeah, 7/8. 7/8 with half-inch shank. And I already marked it with a marker. And then I scribed it. So they're all pretty much center. I didn't go center in the... I didn't go exactly center. I went offset further to the outside. Because in case I get a wide... I can't think of what wide tool I would get on there that would hit up against the wall, but you never know. So now I need to divide this. I'm going to go ahead and make 10 holes. And so I got to figure out 10 holes coming off the end about 1 inch. I came out with like 2.2 inches. So I got to come up with 2.2 inches, and I'm going to mark it on there and see how that looks. That's coming off 1 inch off the end. Let me do that first. Doesn't have to be precise. This isn't a precise milling operation, but how that looks. Fortunately, aluminum is easy to scribe. I think I might go in further. Now, let me see how that looks. 2.2. Okay, they're all marked, and I just realized I messed up. And the reason I messed up is I mounted this in here. What I really need to do, I should have pre-drilled each hole with a smaller drill bit first. So I'm going to have to remove this collet, go ahead, put the smaller drill bit in, drill the pilot holes, and then do that. I think I might have... Let's see what I have in here. I might have something short just for that. No, that's not exactly it. Yeah, I guess I could use this. Pilot drill. I could use one of these center drill bits. Yeah, I think that might work. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mount this in the chuck and just go ahead and use that. That should work fine. Yeah, definitely. Take that back out again because I messed up, and stick that in, make the center holes, and then switch back to that again. I could probably get away with that, starting with that, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do center holes. Otherwise, it's going to be all over the place. So let me do that. Last hole is drilled, and these fit in here right well nice with the 7/8. I'm going to go ahead and put a taper on these. Let me see if I can show you. Just to deburr it, just like that. And I'll put like a little bit of a taper on it. It'd be nice if they make a reamer, a Morse taper number 3 reamer. If I had that, I would ream it. I don't know if that would be a good idea. If I reamed it and every time I put one in there, it would probably stick. There's one couple of things I can do. Use a deburring tool. If you don't know what that is, that's a deburring tool. And you just go like that, take the edge off. And takes, I don't know if you can see that difference between like that one and that one. And it just makes a nice little, deburrs that sharp edge. Things will slide in and out. And I'm thinking of taking this and doing that. And I don't know if I'm going to do it in here. It'd be easy enough to do. It'd probably be better. I could just stick it in my cordless drill, something like this, and just go zip, 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 zip. That would probably be the quickest, easiest way. So I just might go ahead and do that. See how that turns out. Let's just try that. It's working. Pretty good. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Still needs, I don't know, need to hit it with a file or something. Let me see here. File, file, file. Here we go. Yeah, definitely need to hit it with a file. Yeah, definitely hit it with more of a file. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Just needs a good blowing off. Go. I don't know if anyone watching has machined aluminum before, but you can tell. I don't know if you saw in the video all the chips I cleaned up. There's still a ton on the floor I gotta get. But the first thing I'm gonna do, I guess, is get a hole started here, like that. Yeah, probably. I think I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, I'll have to get a hole started. And then I'll put a screw in, drill another hole on the end and get it level, and then drill the rest of the holes. Okay, I just realized something. This one here is Morse taper number 4, and I need a bigger hole. So I gotta decide how I'm gonna do that. I could take this shelf all back off again, which I really don't want to do. Or I could just lay this in the drawer, which I think I probably will do. I mean, I could drill one on the end here. and stick it there. Either way, with this shelf, if you notice, it's like in line with that ear hose, so anything I put there has to be less than the ear hose too. Like this here, I can put there, no problem. There, that there. Could drill one right there, bigger hole. I think I almost never use this, so I'm just going to stick this in the drawer and leave that one open for my ear wand for now. I might find other uses. I do have more of this angle aluminum that I could use. But yeah, let me clean up and then we'll end the video and go over a few other things. All right, that's mounted on the wall. That went really well. I like the way it turned out. I probably should have mounted it over maybe just a little bit more so it's not in line with that hose, but that's no biggie. If I ever have to, I can move it. It's holding all the holders that I need and the centers and end mill holders. And I got my little T-handle in here for my, T-handle for my lathe chuck, and I got my air wand in there. Of course, anyone who knows who's machined aluminum before, you get chips all over the place. I got chips all over the floor I got to clean up yet. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't know if you've seen my last video. I made the shelf under here. You probably can't see it in this shot, but I'll leave a link to that video up here if you made it to this far in the video. And I still need to make another shelf underneath this bench, and that will help clean up a lot of the stuff underneath here more and just make it a lot better working area. I don't know how much you can see in this video, but like over here where the toolbox is at, that just frees up a lot of it. By putting this shelf here, I was able to put my vise, my milling machine vise, my teal stock, my rotary table, and all that stuff underneath here, and that helped clean this area up because I either had to have it on a table here taking up space, or I had to shove it under there and dig it out every time, which was a pain in the ass. Now I just slide it off in and out of the shelf, which just makes it a lot easier. So I guess that's it for this video. I hope it was somehow informative or entertaining or something, or for anything. But that's it. I know everyone wants to see content on the Corvette and stuff like that, but that right now I just don't have anything planned. As soon as I do, I'll try and get that content up. In the meantime, everybody have a great day, and God bless.